Attention. Noun. Notice taken of someone or something. The regarding of someone or something as interesting or important. By attention, we mean the conscious focusing of our awareness on a particular object or subject. As humans, we have a great deal of control over the nature, focus, and intensity of our attention. Depending on where and how we choose to focus our attention, we place ourselves in vibratory alignment with the subject of our attention, for better or for worse. Attention. Attention. You know, in the military, the sergeant major shouts that word out really loud, attention, and everybody snaps to attention. In other words, you are here, you are present, you are ready. So the word attention has a significance that has to do with focus, where we place our sensory awareness. We simply call it attention. And another word beginning with a letter A. Isn't that interesting? There are 7 of them, and attention's right in the middle. So attention. Attention has to do, this is obvious, but it's important. Attention has to do with where we place our focus. Let's use the world today as an example. I don't know what age we might be or what our circumstances might be, but most of us are aware that there are things going on in the world that might be trying to grab our attention. They might be succeeding in grabbing our attention. So let's say there are some really nasty things going on, and they are reported on the front page of the local newspaper, or they're on our television in the news. And if we put our attention there, firstly, we tend to find ourselves drawn into that, whatever that news item might be. For example, some terrible thing, not often a wonderful, inspiring thing. The news, I don't know why, but tends not to be that uplifting. We place our attention on something, and we find that our vibratory level is taken down to the frequency of that which we are witnessing, or where we are placing our attention. Interesting. So we might be doing quite well, going about our day. We might be in the car singing a song, and something comes on the radio that totally depresses us, brings us down. And we find ourselves thinking about it later in the day and almost wishing we hadn't heard that report, wishing there hadn't been a news break on the radio we were listening to. Attention. Where do we place our attention? What's wonderful about human consciousness is we have a choice in the matter. We're not stuck with whatever it is that's been captivating or dominating our attention. We can change that at any time, just like we can change the channels on the television or switch the radio station on the radio. There's this constant broadcast, this barrage of information coming at us. And a lot of it appears to be coming out of our own minds. We may find ourselves going down the rabbit hole of some dark, depressing, fearful thought. And we're putting our attention there. It's not even real. It's a fear. It's a concern about something. And by putting our attention there, what's very interesting is that quantum science tells us that where we put our attention determines what manifests. How could that be? It's called the observer effect. Taken to the ultimate science experiment, it has been shown that nothing actually exists. Everything is in potential until it is observed by a conscious entity, at which point it snaps into physical existence. It's the wave versus particle phenomenon. It is the implicate versus the explicate order, in the words of a great quantum scientist. We participate in reality, we create reality with the power of our consciousness. And it has a great deal to do with attention. We literally participate in reality through the power of our attention. Where I place my attention determines that which unfolds in my life. And do I have a choice? Of course I do. Of course you do. We all have a choice. Where we place our attention, I'm not saying we should ignore everything that's going on and go our merry way. It's not that at all, really. It's, in a sense, maybe the simplest way of saying it is, rather than looking at problems, understand that the world's greatest problems are also the world's greatest opportunities. There was a spiritual master once who said, there are no problems, only opportunities. So if we find ourselves putting our attention on a problem, and we can somehow reverse that, the feeling of it, the vibratory rate, and say, okay, problem, nope, no problems. Opportunity, what's the opportunity here? And by focusing on the opportunity, firstly, we raise our own personal feeling level, our vibratory state, our frequency. Secondly, we now find ourselves putting our attention on solutions. And solutions are much more uplifting and inspiring than problems. Does that make sense? So let us sit here and just contemplate the idea of attention and where we habitually tend to put our attention. And see if anything comes into the silence and becomes clear as we look into this mirror, this metaphysical mirror of our soul. And when you are ready, let it go. Take a deep breath. And exhale, let it go. And open your eyes and come back into the room and go about your day, being aware of where you place your attention. Thank you.